Hi, friends.
Hey, friends.
We were a little bit late because you could see my mic cord, but now you can't. See, it's like, it's right here. I'm just going to show it to you. Right over here. We're trying to hide here. The mic cord.
Yep.
But, if, you know, when you ever wear black, you can kind of,
It's more comfortable to set it down there. I have it on me, and it, like, pushes up against my back.
We always put it in our bra. Isn't that what you do?
That's what I do.
Yeah, so our bras are always, you know, like getting pulled and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable right now.
That's where we put it. Well, guys just put it on their pants, but, you know.
Yeah, it's really cool when I wear pants and I can hook it on my pants. It's like, wow, this is nice.
It's like little wins, just like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's really hard if you have like a weird neckline and you can't hook your mic normally. So then you're like putting it down your armpit and around and up. There's like an art to it.
Thing. Yeah, a whole thing. I just inhaled my lunch before this because I knew I'm going out, so I'm not going to be in the 5 and 6 days. I'm going out on a story that I'm pretty excited about because, well, I'm excited because I'm glad this kid is getting the treatment that he needs. He's 14 years old and he's in Gaza, or he was in Gaza, and there was an Israeli bomb, and it took his limbs, his arms and legs. He doesn't have them anymore. And so he's coming here to Houston, and we're going to receive him at the airport, and he'll be getting treatment there. And what's crazy is this organization has helped 18 kids here in Houston, like from Gaza, since that whole thing began.
It's a really good story.
The reason I say excited is that I'm glad that he's getting the help that he needs. Also just puts into perspective just our lives and just how grateful we are. And I know it's just so easy to get into the, you know, nitty gritty of the day to day. But
yeah, when you think about, you know, what those people are going through, and now you're going to be face to face with it.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard, Caroline, just especially like just after, I mean, it affects people anyway, you know, but when you're after a parent, like I just can't imagine, you know, my child, leaving my child and doing that. So it's hard. I hope I'm not going to cry. At these times,
Yeah,
it's just so hard.
The organization will be there, and
he's going to be there. And so he's coming in a wheelchair, and his parents are injured too, and his brothers and sisters, but they have to be over there. Anyway, it's also just putting a face to what is happening over in Gaza. Regardless, it's not a political thing or whatever. Just what's actually happening out there in the world.
People, the people that are there.
Yeah, the people.
That's sad.
That's what matters.
And it's good that you'll be able to share this story because it brings awareness to all that's going on, and it also makes people like us think, wow, we're so lucky and blessed to be here and be safe.
Right, yes. And anyway, so that's where I'll be going in about an hour or so. But one interview that I saw, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it was on NBC, and it was Al Roker. He is a very famous meteorologist on the Today Show, and he turned 70. And so Oprah Winfrey, who we all know, she was at his house. They were having a conversation, and I thought parts of the conversation were very interesting in terms of regrets, and she has a regret. And
Oprah has a regret?
Oprah has a regret. And Caroline has no idea what I'm talking about.
I don't.
Because I put the whole thing, you know, and I love it when I do that because, like, and she doesn't know, because it's like when you look back at your life, do you have any regrets?
Yeah.
It's hard to say no. It's just because, like, hindsight's 20/20. So she says, you know, what she would have done, what she should have done. This prompter's not working. It's okay. And the legendary former talk show host spoke with Al Roker about the do-over that she wishes she had. She said, quote, "I would not have taken on the responsibility of trying to build a network while still ending the show. This is my one regret. This is mine. I should have handled it all very differently. What I do regret is trying to do multiple things at the same time." And that's crazy for Oprah to say that. And I thought we could all relate to that in some way or another, because we try to put a lot of things on our plate. And sometimes I'm guilty of it. We have a good thing going, but it's like, just in case, let me have another good thing going. Or
well, I don't even think it's just us. I think it's the workplace in general. It's like, all right, add Caroline-rashi, add another show, go out and do a story, multiple more newscasts. And it's like, when can I just focus on doing one thing well?
Yes.
So it's even brought on to us in the workplace, I think anywhere you work, also personally.
And I think that her looking back at it and wishing she hadn't done it is eye-opening because right now you're in the thick of it, right? And you're trying to do everything. Obviously, it's different when your boss is telling you to do a bunch of things. You're trying to do a bunch of things. But when you're starting another big passion project at the same time, that can be challenging.
But that's what like a lot of people have to do. If you are starting a small business, a lot of people have to keep their full-time regular jobs and then work on that on the side. And that's a lot. I have so many ideas of things that I want to start, but I'm just like, how would I balance it all?
That's the same. And I was actually talking to a fellow anchor in the Houston market today. And he's a full-time anchor, and he was telling me that he is now working on his PhD.
Oh my gosh!
For in seminary school.
Wow.
Yes, and I'm like, how do you do it? I mean, his kids are grown, and but it's not a plan B per se, but it's just kind of like eventually we'll be doing this.
Yeah.
But it's just so fascinating to me because how you just have this much of a plate, right? And this much time on life and on earth. And it's like you're trying to put all these things together. And so she went deeper into that. So it just made you kind of reflect like what all are you trying to do?
But I also think that, you know, if you have an idea about something that you feel passionate about and want to start, maybe you see an area where that service or product or whatever it may be is needed. Like if you sleep on it and you don't do it, someone else is going to do it. Mark my word, it might not be tomorrow, but 3-4 years down the line, you might see, oh my gosh, like that idea that I had, that person's doing it. I noticed, you know, this area lacked this. Well, look there, that person opened it. So it's like, you're kind of faced with these decisions. Like I'm either going to be so busy for so long or it's just, you know, not going to do it and you might regret it. You know, I wonder, have you ever watched Oprah's network?
No.
Neither have I.
I think that it wasn't as successful because she might have not, now that she reveals this, she might not have put everything into it in the beginning, the foundation of it. You can't just start a network. I mean, she would be the one to be successful at it. I don't know who else would be able to do that.
Well, you know, I think that at the time when she got out of her talk show that was a daily show, you know, she really got out on top. That was a time when TV was still really prevalent. People were sitting down and turning Oprah on, like my own mom, like, oh, Oprah comes on at this time, like we have it on. I mean, she would even videotape, like literally with a videotape the episodes, like if we weren't going to be home. And then Oprah, like right before like everything started to change, like digital and streaming and all that, she got out. But I think, I don't know, I would have liked to have seen her transition into like YouTube, Netflix, like other platforms that she still could have had a very prominent voice. Because I've never watched her network.
No, I haven't. I've seen it. I just go past it. I mean,
does she have a podcast?
I don't know. I'm sure she does. But I mean, the point is it's not what her talk show was.
No, that's what I mean, where she had this huge audience, and I feel like she could have used modern technology and like streaming to captivate on that audience. But anyway, I mean, she's still Oprah. She's still amazing. She's still 100 million times more successful than most people.
And I think, but it goes to show that even the most successful people, they have these business regrets, right?
And and like who am I to be sitting here and be like, well, maybe she should have. It's like, okay, she's Oprah.
Well,
she's pretty successful. So even if she has regrets, like
it's okay,
right?
We all do.
Yes,
it's all good.
Oh, did you hear my back crack?
I did.
We'll be right back.
All right, so I got to tell you about this post over on Reddit. So a teenager is asking for a third serving of dinner, and that has gone viral, igniting this debate about table manners. So in the post, the teenager's mom said that her 16-year-old daughter had been at work all day, hadn't eaten, so when she got to her aunt's house for dinner, she was starving. The girl finished 2 plates and asked her mom if she could get a third, and that's when the aunt got upset, saying her niece had bad manners and that her sister hadn't raised her right. Well, both the teenager and her mom got up and left, but it didn't end there. The aunt continued the criticism through text, and the girl's grandmother even joined in, and many people online were horrified by this behavior by the aunt. Some say the mother should have asked her sister whether it was okay to get a second or third serving.
There's a lot of factors that are coming into play here, in my opinion, that we don't know.
Yes. Are we not able to afford a lot of food, or, you know, where it's scarce?
Yeah.
Or
where is this teenager working where she wasn't able to eat lunch? Did she not have access to food?
Yes. But I would think, you know, if I'm cooking something and someone was to eat, like, go to thirds, like, that would be a compliment to me.
I would be so happy.
I'd be like, yes, please. Like,
100%.
You know, I would be.
That's our family's motto,
yes,
for sure.
That's exactly. I mean, it's almost like if you don't get seconds or thirds, then you didn't like it.
Yeah. No, totally.
You know,
I mean, now, like, as an adult, you know, you try to be polite and, like, not go back and get seconds. But if you're comfortable with people like your family, I have no shame going to fill up my plate again.
Oh, no,
I
not
do it
at all.
on Christmas at my aunt's house.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
get my plate and
Christmas,
I load it up.
Thanksgiving.
Yep.
I mean,
and then
whatever.
I go back, like, and it's completely accepted. I'm like, ooh, I got to go get more of that pasta. And I'll, like, reload a plate.
But even a regular dinner, like, you know, I've had, like, seconds of lasagna or whatever. I mean, you shouldn't think that way. Now, I mean, health-wise, if it's a concern,
yeah,
that's
so
different.
That's what I was going to say. What's the background with health there? What's the background with affording food? Like, if this little girl, like, doesn't have access to food and then they're at this family member's house who does have food,
right.
Like, that could cause you to want to get thirds.
Yes.
Because it's like, well, where's my next meal coming from? So we don't know that. We don't, like, know exactly the circumstances of this person, this teenager's day.
Yeah.
I mean, what if they were working outside all day and, like, really were that hungry?
Okay, so just for conversation's sake, let's just say that they could afford it. This was fine. This was purely a manners thing.
Okay.
And the aunt would think that it is disrespectful to ask for thirds.
Again, I see it as a compliment, like you said.
I do too. It's not a manners thing. I don't think that that's bad manners. I think burping on the table, I think without saying excuse me,
you know, and
not excusing yourself.
She must have had enough food there for her to be able to go get, like, seconds and thirds. So it's better than leaving a family member's house and having to go to McDonald's, which I have done before because I was so hungry because there wasn't a lot of food and I was starving.
Oh my gosh.
And also just not a lot of food that, like, I like everything, but this food was like,
really?
Yeah, so we left and went straight to, like, my parents took us to McDonald's. Like, they felt bad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, I mean, in our culture, it's like very looked down upon if you don't have like an overwhelming amount of food.
Yeah, no.
Like, you need to have enough for like 3 days kind of thing when you're serving.
That's how my family is with a bunch of Italians. So it's like we always have a lot. One particular member of our family just didn't really see it like that. I think that they like kind of caught on. I will say, when I was 16 years old, I could eat whatever I wanted. I ate as much as the boys. I was always hungry. I was growing, super active. So I always had a huge plate. Like, my plate would be sometimes as big as my dad's plate, and my dad would, like, laugh about it. But
that's okay.
I was starving and hungry and growing and active. And so when we would go to that specific place and there wasn't an abundance of stuff, which there could have been, the circumstances where everything's fine and normal. My parents knew, like, oh my gosh, like, we're gonna need to get the kids food after this because they're gonna be hungry.
Yes, no, that's not the case with, I mean, you know, well, you were at Thanksgiving when
tons of food,
just
and there were people going up to get more,
and that's great, and that's like, oh yeah, like you know, okay, we're doing good, especially when it was like my dish. I was
well, I don't know about your family, but my family, we actually traditionally, when all my mom's side of the family is together for Christmas, we purposely make a ton of food because, well, first of all, we have so many of us and we don't want there to be a shortage, but we all look forward to that next day. So it'd be like late Christmas night after we've done all of our other obligations, we all would come back to our grandparents' house and dig out the leftovers, and we loved it. It's like it was part of the tradition. So having those leftovers, and like we'd make like my parents would make sure like, oh yeah, grab the extra buns for tomorrow, like you know what I mean? So that was like part of the fun, was to have the leftovers. And like even on, it doesn't even have to be Christmas, like even if everybody was coming over, like the next day if we had company, like we love pulling the leftovers out. It's fun.
No, and it's always nice to like give to go boxes. Like
I
always have to go boxes, like, you know. So this is not a manners thing. I don't know where this person's from.
My mom's also very accommodating because with my sister's food allergy, so there's always several choices from gluten-free to no nuts in this. We have a family member with nut allergy. Like, it is insane. But it's fun.
It's stressful sometimes.
And now every time I cook for just me and then my boyfriend, it's like I'm cooking for 4 to 6 people because like that's all I know how to cook.
Oh, right. Well, that's good because you always have leftovers.
Plenty of leftovers, yes. Plenty. But that's good though, because I mean, like, we'll eat them the next day. But I don't know how people just cook for like 1 to 2 people. I'm not built that way.
I always multiply whatever recipe it is whenever they have those, you know, in there. All right, we'll be right back. All right, so I understand this. It's called being a Venmo mom. And you could probably guess what that means. So you don't want to be involved at all the things like the PTO or PTA classroom or volunteering or sports volunteering. So instead, all you do is donate. Not all you do. That's good too. Donate money, calling yourself a Venmo mom. So this person worries about being judged for this, but other Venmo moms and classroom parents have come to this one lady's defense. One woman wrote, a Venmo mom, because this was actually posted, but is involved, don't discount yourself. Another wrote, as a PTA and room mom, we appreciate the send money moms. There's a place for everybody. And I will say as a mom, I feel guilty sometimes because I will just Venmo the mom or whoever needs to do for whatever. Like even the baseball moms, that's a thing. So I'll just Venmo. So now being titled a Venmo mom or a send money mom, it's like I want to try to be more involved.
You were just being like, maybe I could be a homeroom mom.
I know, I was.
You're so involved.
Well, thank you.
Considering your work schedule, you're very involved.
I appreciate. You know what? JD and Anthony yesterday were really sweet too. They said you were doing a great job, and I was like, oh, that's so nice. Because like sometimes you're like just in your own head all the time.
You go volunteer in the classroom before work. I do. You want to be a homeroom mom. I'm sure if your work schedule was different, you would do PTO or what is it called?
PTA. But some of these PTA moms, like, they're intense. Not for the right reasons.
My mom was like forced into being secretary of the PTA and was just like, she hated it, but she had to do it.
Yes, like these moms, the ones that I have encountered, they don't have jobs, full-time jobs. So they're at the school doing the workday hours and all of that stuff, but then they're like adding things to the plate which don't need to be added to the plate.
You know what my mom said about her days and time on the PTA?
What?
Why did I call it what is PTO? Oh, paid time off. That's a PTO.
Yeah, paid time off. Because, go ahead.
Parent teacher organization. So maybe it was PTO.
Yeah, I said PTO or PTA.
Okay.
Parent teacher association.
Anyway, my mom's pretty like quiet and like will keep her opinion, to like just a lot more quiet than me because I'd be like, that idea, I'm not for it,
Right.
She wishes that she was like more vocal during that time and
Yes.
fought against some of the things or like gave her opinion more.
Right.
And I'm like, that just seems like so much stress.
It is.
And
it can be
so
drama. Yes.
Like, dealing with school stuff and you're dealing with funding and everything. But no, being a Venmo mom, it's fine sometimes. Honestly, your kid is not even going to want you involved in everything,
No, that's true. I mean, whenever I can.
Not specifically your kid.
Right.
I just mean in general.
Yes, no, I know. And we have a thing in our school district. It's where like the dads, they get one day and they are able to go to the school and be the teacher's like helper through the whole day. And they have like things to do.
The dads?
Yeah, the dads. Like they have to like deliver things and do.
I mean, it's always called homeroom moms. Is there any homeroom dads?
I don't know, but I think typically in general there haven't been homeroom dads. So the reason that
I'm like, my boyfriend would definitely be like the homeroom parent for sure.
Oh yeah, I think now
Connor would be. I feel like I don't know what I would do.
Well,
because work schedules.
Yes, my Daniel was also a I forget what it's called, but it's basically like you come every week for 5 weeks and you teach a lesson and you have to like prepare the lesson. So he would do that. But the point is, which I think is amazing, is to have dads or father figures, grandfather figures in the class and in the school to show their importance as well, which is, I think, a great
and also just to even, I mean, it's just so good to have men figures in the teaching world as adults that these kids are looking up to, whether it's like coaches or actual teachers in the classroom.
Right.
Just so they see like, like I can do that.
Definitely. Yeah. So I think for a lot of parents, they see that their parents weren't maybe as involved with their dads when they were growing up. So they want to make sure that they are for their children.
Well, it's like a whole new age.
A whole new vibe that we're going with.
Yes, I love it. But you're way more than a Venmo mom.
Thank you, guys.
You're involved.
And if you are a Venmo mom, that's fine too. And I just try to be as involved as I can. It's challenging, but I didn't have another part to that.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. We love all the moms and all the parents and everyone watching.
Yes. Have a great day, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Bye, friends.
Bye.